Welcome to Sovereign Commercial Services podcast with People and Culture Department. My name is Lynn and I'm here with Ivan.
Hello.
And say hello, Ivan.
How you doing?
We are here again this week and we are bringing to you each week a podcast where we introduce one of the Sovereign team members. And they get to talk a little bit about their position in the company, what they do, their title, how long they've been with the company. And we want to welcome today David Karchevsky, who is part of our training team. Welcome, David.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So I guess the first thing is, even though you're part of the training team, can you tell us and the listeners officially what your title is?
I am a trainer and I deal with quality control as well.
Great. And a little bit about how long have you been with the company?
Well, I've been with the company, it seems like a small amount of time, just 7 months, but it's been such a great experience. Time just goes by really quick.
And I think that's one of the things we talked about prior to Ivan and I is that, Ivan's been here a long time too. And it's not so much the years, but it goes by, it doesn't feel like it's going by that fast because I think a lot has to do with the fact that we enjoy what we're doing. So there is no time. And when you sit down and you sit back and you go, wow, I feel like I've been here a long time. But that's great that you've been here that long. And we wanted to tell the listeners a little bit about, your experience at Sovereign, what you do here, how your role plays in the company, and give you an opportunity to talk about that. Okay?
Yeah, actually, a lot of the time I spend throughout the week is meeting with new hires that we bring on board, help them train them in their new positions, whether it's with policies or dealing with chemicals, helping them to be safe at all times. We're just really working with them to help them to the best of our abilities.
So as part of the training team, we have to recognize that you are one of two trainers. Mm-hmm. And the training team obviously reports to Ivan, which falls under the People and Culture Department. And we are thrilled that we also have another member, Jackie, who's part of the training team. And she works with you also out there training and working with our staff. And it's not just our new hires, too. It's also you work with our existing employees.
Absolutely. And I think this is also kind of an extension of the Peoples and Cultures because we follow up with our employees. Whether they've been with the company for a week or they've been with the company for years. So we're always wanting to keep in touch, make sure they're doing all right in their position, if they need any help. So we're always want to be available for them.
That's great. And I think that's one of the things we're proud of too. Sovereign always make sure that we're trying to the best of our ability to reach our employees at any time. We talked about that too in the first podcast, letting them know that they could pick up the phone. There's not a lot of chains that they have to go through to get an answer or get to someone. And they see you and they see Jackie out there and you're working alongside of them, right? Cleaning side by side, showing them the right way and the wrong way, more or less the Sovereign way is what we train them to do. That's great. One of the other things I found that was great is that you are bilingual.
That's right.
So with obviously the Hispanic community that we have working with us, that comes in handy.
Absolutely.
And if you can, just say a little bit about come apply with Sovereign or say hello or something.
Absolutamente. Hola, vení a aplicar con Sovereign hoy día.
That's more than what I could probably say, though, and I appreciate that. I do have total respect for you and Jackie and anyone, even Marvin on our team. He's been a huge help translating for us, and that's a great benefit to have, and we appreciate that.
So I wanted to ask you a question. I know you have cleaning experience. You worked at different companies. Tell me what your experience at Sovereign is, how it compares to some of the other companies you worked at before.
Here at Sovereign, right at the very beginning, I knew this was going to be different because I felt integrated into my role in the company very quick. A month down the road, I didn't feel like I was a new person anymore. I was someone who was a real asset to the team, for the company, and that made me feel good. I also could tell I was very well cared for, always checked up on, just as we try to do with our all new hires. So I really appreciated that.
Okay.
That's excellent. Thank you. One of the best things, we always like to pick out, something what if you had to tell somebody that was thinking about coming on with Sovereign, what would be one thing that you find is truly unique about Sovereign?
This kind of goes along with my own experience. The company care. So what I mean about that is I feel that every employee here at Sovereign is cared for. Their best interests are put first above anything else, whether it comes to safety, caring for whatever their personal needs are day in and day out, because we know they can change. And we're always checking on them to make sure they're doing well in their position, and if they need help, we're always there for them. So that is a real unique thing, I think, for Sovereign, and speaks well for the company.
That's awesome.
Great.
That's awesome. One thing that you would want to tell a listener, that if they're on the fence or they're working for another cleaning company, because, Ivan, we get quite a bit of individuals that come in, apply with us. They might have experience. They might not have experience, which is why we have the trainers.
Right. Yeah.
So
We'll
we will train them if they're interested in learning our industry. But if you were going to tell someone, and the care is a great thing too, because it falls in line with our core values, which we always talk about. But if someone was on the fence, or they were working for another company right now, and you had an opportunity to say to them, you know what, give Sovereign a try, what would you actually say to them about it?
What I would say is, if they want to join a company where they're not just another number, they are someone who is really cared for and personally cared for by every individual in the company, whether it's your manager, their manager, the people's and culture.
Oh.
Everybody is always checking in, making sure you're doing well. And if you want to be set up for success, we can do that. We can take care of whatever resources you need to succeed in your position. So that was what I would tell somebody who is looking for success. Join Sovereign.
Great advice.
Yep, that's outstanding.
That is. It's great.
Yeah.
Great. So we are always going to be talking about Sovereign each week, and we're going to talk a little bit about the jobs that we have, talk to Ivan a little bit more about our job openings, which we have a tremendous amount right now. We
Yes,
do have
we
a
do.
need. We are always looking for people, great people that want to come aboard with us. We offer a referral bonus to our existing staff that's working for us. So, you come on board with us and you refer someone. After 90 days, you get $250.
Yes.
That individual then has a chance to refer people and earn money. We also have the FA team, our FAFS team, which is our facility assistants, Ivan, and the sign-on bonus for that is
$1,000. After 90 days, you get $1,000. So our FA team is a little different, but it's a good job and it pays well and pays a little more than our regular jobs. But that $1,000 is worth it. Trust me.
So if you want to learn more about Sovereign Commercial Services, you can go to our website. You can apply right online. You can call Ivan. We talked about that. We want to thank David for coming in today and talking to us briefly about his position with the company. And again, thank you for all the work that you do. We do really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So again, Sovereign Commercial Services, we're on sovereigncs.com, and check us out. Let's work together. Sovereign is an equal opportunity employer and drug-free workplace. Ivan, thank you.
Yes.
David, thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
to have
And
you,
we will
Thank you.
catch you all next week.